Here we have the TRACS Campaign Finance section of our application, and you'll see that you can select a filer. These are just test filers that we have in our test environment. But users can select their filer. They could have multiple filers if they have various registration types. And so here they would be able to select which filer they want to report activity under. And as soon as they select that filer, they would land on a cover page, but they can go right into, depending on the type of filer, they can go right into either contributions, expenditures, transfers, refunds. Here we have monetary contributions. So you can see on this page, it allows the user to edit a monetary contribution, select the date, enter the amount, place or determine the contributor type. And as always, all of these drop-downs are configurable based upon your application needs. And so here we see we have individual, we have business. For an individual, they can then enter the individual's name and go ahead and save that. They can save it, they can go to the list, they can clear the form, they can continue, add additional ones, they can add in-kind contributions. They all basically work the same way. Expenditures, there's candidate reimbursements. So here they would basically work the same way in adding an expenditure from their candidate. We have transfers in, so if they have this need, or if you have this need in your application, if they're going to be transferring funds from a committee, they can do that here. We also allow for transfers out, of course, refunds. They can submit a report. So at the end, after all of their activity for a reporting period, they can preview a PDF. They can e-sign that PDF. They would be provided the PDF version, an electronic version of the PDF, which allows them to provide an electronic signature on the document and submit that within the application. Those completed reports then are provided to your administrator so they can see them as soon as they are submitted. Next up, I have an example of a lobbyist. And so for a lobbyist, of course, they just provide expenditures, and this is configurable based upon your application needs. But here what we are showing is a lobbyist. They can provide expenditures of gifts to family members. They can provide gifts to state office or employers. They can enter the type of recipient. These are all drop-downs which can be configured. You'll see the title, the governor's office, the legislator, or the governor's office, the expenditure costs, an explanation. If there were meals provided, the type of event is in a drop-down, whether it's a breakfast or a lunch, and then the type of recipient, was it a legislator or an employee, and from what office. The costs are all here. And then there's even caucus events for lobbyists. If they had a caucus event that they needed to provide an expenditure reporting for, we have that here. It allows for food and beverage costs, what percentage the principal paid, what principal provided it. We have additional legislature events and out-of-state events. But all of these pages basically work similarly, where you determine the type of expenditure it is and provide the details. At the end, a lobbyist can view their PDF, they can submit a report, and just like the other, they can submit and e-sign this report, which electronically is transferred to your administrative staff. And that is how campaign finance works. Thank you very much.